Hello. I'm George Bokuchava. I'm CEO of Tulix Systems. This is a company which is located in Atlanta, Georgia. We have two main products. One of them is a video CDN, or CDN specifically designed for live streaming. And the other product is OTT solution. OTT is over the top. It's a system which combines all the features of a lot of different systems and allows to monetize the content. The idea of my presentation, I'll try quickly to go through some slides that I have in my presentation, but I'd like also to introduce some of the ideas that we have in our company about future OTT development, specifically to talk about features which we haven't seen anywhere else, and just again to share with our ideas. OTT is OTT. A lot of companies may offer OTT. A lot of them look alike. A lot of them, or companies providing some components of it. I also would like to tell you about some of advantages that we have within our company, which potentially may be a great, source for, again, ideas or even service for you guys. So let me go through quickly some of the items. Actually, I'm not going to follow all the items that you will see on the screen. Idea just to familiarize yourself with our company. And what's the idea of familiarizing? Again, just to see what's possible to do, how easy it's to do, how cost-effectively do all the stuff that we'll be talking about. This is a pretty big slide. The only idea of this slide to show how full spectrum of services Tulix provides. You'll hear about some companies, nothing better. There are a bunch of companies, or a lot of companies who are doing a very good job in some specific segments, of which I'm going to introduce to you. But one of the uniqueness of our company is that we're providing a full solution, not like end-to-end solution where we're pulling everything from different places. No, end-to-end solution that's all within our company. If you take a look on that diagram, and I'm not going to stay for too long or talk about this diagram, but you can see on the left side the so-called ingest, the sources. We can grab any sources any content provider or any broadcaster has. In some cases, we can set up for them actually so-called IRDs, which include a satellite dish you can see on the screen, and all the software, all the hardware, which will allow them to grab the video content from the channel. This is what we're doing by ourselves, and also we again to set up on premises. And it's done by us, not our contractors, not like outside, but within. So what does it mean? In our opinion, I think it has huge value. Imagine you bring in contractor and they're putting some IRD with a satellite and all the stuff, so-called head end, and something is not working. What's first thing is happening? Something wrong with IRD. Let them to check it out. In our case, it's not that way. In our case, it's us who is setting up. No one to blame it. We have to make it work. The next thing you can see, going to the right side, we have all the transcoding done. Transcoding not by third party, it's done by us. Obviously, we didn't write transcoder by ourselves, but we guarantee that it works. We'll make sure that it works. If anything has to be replaced, if anything has to be upgraded, if anything has to be done to it, we'll do it, because at the end of the day, we're not saying, oh, it's encoder is bad. No. For us, it's important to say that this is working. The next stuff is all the value-added services, DVR, or VOD management system. Again, it's all done by us. Actually, we do own and operate our own data centers. Now, guess what? 99.999% of the guys who will tell you, oh, we own our data center, they're leasing data center space from somewhere else. Actually, we got to the point where we acquired our own building. So it's actually runs in our own building, our own data centers, with all the fiber coming to that building, and all the network and all the services, again, which are operated by us. Why I'm talking about us, it's not about us, it's ability. I think there is an advantage, and I'm going to share with you about that potential advantage at the end of this presentation, this whole thing. And this is just preparation to talk. I'll try to go through a little bit quicker. So, live, video on demand, cloud playout. This is some screenshots you can see of the stuff that we have. We can choose like bit rate. I mean, it's all nothing new. Everyone else does or trying to do, we already have it, okay? So we have some stuff like live events, and you can see sometimes in your schedule which will be actually shown or aired during some time, and then it will become offline. So again, we have full control over this stuff. Anything what's IP related, IP like Internet Protocol related and video related, probably we 90+% of that we can do, and we are doing that. So we have subscription based. This is a playlist which I'm going to talk later on, which is a pretty, we have all the statistics, and we're again working on the statistics because statistic is a key. Analytics, statistic, this is a key for a lot of businesses. In some cases, businesses even don't realize how it's important it is. They have guesses, they know some pieces of it. In reality, it's very important, and we'll talk about that too. This is just screenshots of some of our systems. Embed code, works on multiple devices and so on. Again, nothing new. This is what other companies have. Maybe not all of them, maybe some of them, maybe whatever it is. So again, it's just screenshots. Right now it's a Roku device. We can see, let me see what was on previous screen. All this like Android, iPhone devices or iOS devices. So just showing, this is TNA. This is where it comes to the point where ability to control network environment, server environment allows us to come up with something like what you see. I want to stop just for a second. TNA, Tulix New Architecture. You heard about number of commercially available streaming servers. And we work with all of them. We love them. They're convenient to work. They're easy to maintain, they're easy to install, they're easy to manage. You can call even some names, would be Valve, would be Adobe, would be Flusonic, would be Nimble. I mean, there are a number of those. And like I said, we work with all of them. Even we want or we don't want, we work with all of them just to make sure that we know all the features of all those servers, and we're utilizing those servers which are the best for specific environments. But the TNA, it's a service which we came up by ourselves. It's a combination of different components, and this is a component which allows us, it's our main streaming engine, which allows us to stream 7/24, 7 days, 24 hours per day, linear streaming with a quick startup time, which is a key. You probably heard about that in some other presentations. And stability. Stability is a huge problem for a lot of broadcasters, especially broadcasters from abroad, broadcasters who don't have a huge investment in encoders. This system allows to clean the stream and to guarantee uninterrupted delivery. This is what we're using since 2012, 2013, and we have a choice among ourselves, kind of internal secret. We want something quick to put it online, we're using third-party commercially available servers. We want something to work perfect, takes longer time. This is what we're utilizing for our customers. This is some statistics. This is a real picture which we took actually from one of our systems which actually controls distribution of the content out of our central distribution center, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. We have some points of presence in Europe, Eastern as well as Western Europe, but again, 90+% of our traffic comes from our distribution center. And you can see how much is reaching, including, I'm not sure if it's New Zealand. Yeah, even New Zealand, it all comes from our central distribution. Now, whatever I said, nothing new. I believe so. I mean, probably heard about that from other presenters, or you saw in other booths, and so on. So you can see by our booth number, which is in South Hall 12104. Now let me talk. I'm not sure how much time I have, but I hope that this is the main part that I wanted to share with you guys. We're not talking about just an OTT when we're talking about OTT service or solutions from our company. We're talking about OTT ecosystem. And I'm saying that not just for nice words or to impress anyone. There are several parties involved in OTT, and us is the smallest piece actually. There is a big party which is broadcasters or content owners. The other party is viewers who want to watch this content in a free form or monetization, whatever monetization mechanism would be, which Tulix provides, obviously. There is also a third big group of people or companies or organizations which very often people are forgetting about. This is a big group. It's companies, organizations, or individuals who actually want to become content creators, but they're not. Why they're not? Because all the stuff, all the tools, everything to create the content was so expensive, so unreachable that those people have not tried to work in this area. So what Tulix allows to do, Tulix allows to put all the lines between these three parties. Again, the third party I'm sure no one talked about anywhere, but again, it's about existing broadcasters, about viewers, and about those big group of people, individuals, companies who are not even broadcasters yet. So one of the way of helping, here is an example. You saw on one of the slides, which I quickly went through, so-called playout. Playout solution is a solution that Tulix had to come up with to help to those organizations. There were numerous solutions for playout solutions. They were unreachable. For a small company, for an individual to create a linear channel, it's almost impossible. It's still almost impossible even now. We came up with a solution about 5 years ago. First 2 years, we've been working on stability. The last 3 years, we've been working on decreasing the cost of that solution. And what was the idea? It's like, idea wasn't to make money on playout solution. Idea was to create that, or to allow to empower this big group of people or organizations who want to become a linear broadcaster. Suddenly, in one day, they could become it. And this is what we're providing. It took some time to do research. It took some time, some experience, some conversations, meeting, and so on to understand the needs. And whatever we created, actually, it's a cloud-based solution. I'm not trying to market it. I'm just, again, we're talking about the future, but just to understand the scope, what we're talking about under $100 per month. Okay, and again, it's not a marketing spiel, to create your linear channel, which already creates the stream in a format of H.264 AAC, which could be pluggable to, would it be YouTube, would it be Facebook, would it be Twitter, or obviously our Tulix CDN with an ability to monetize if it's required. This is, can you imagine how big that missing point was before? And we're plugging that now. So again, I'm sorry if I talk about pricing, but to understand the scope, The difference between existing or the most popular system, and idea is not to compete. Idea is not to kill anyone's business. I'm sorry again. Idea is just to empower this group of people who will never reach that ability to utilize those other solutions. So this is our answer to empower again those group of people. Now there is a next. People are spending a lot of time with IP-based devices now. If before it was cable, not over IP, but CAM or whatever it is, and terrestrial, it's all great, nothing bad about it. It just may not be convenient enough. You want the same content or a different content or whatever content you want to be able to watch on TV set, you'd like to watch on your iPad or tablet or anywhere. The only way, especially now, to achieve it, if you switch completely to IP streaming. Again, Tulix is doing that, other companies doing, but this is the way to go, IP streaming, right? Now, somehow, people are thinking that, or big organization, corporation are thinking, what do you want to put on IP device? Top 10, top 20 channels, this is great. Sports channels, news channels, it's all great. How many times have you thought about, okay, here's a family. They're spending evening sitting in front of TV set. They watched all the news, okay, how many news you can get in one evening? You got all the news section, okay? You got the game, okay, how many games you can get on average? What's next? What if you would like to go back and to see some of your video clips or some of your images? Historic, like the same, some social networking, you're logging in and they're showing you, okay, 5 years ago there was your image that you were taking. Why do you have to go to small phone when you sit in front of TV set? So this is one of the directions that we're going. We want to combine social networking with a OTT platform when you can have a central system when you have access to everything. And once we'll put an OTT platform, automatically, would it be TV set? Or if you're traveling and you're on an airplane, maybe I understand that there could be challenges with Wi-Fi on airplane sometimes, but okay, you watch the news again, you went through all the cycles. By the way, you want to see your 2-year-old son, or here we go, click. You don't need to go to the other application. You need to find where to go to or whatever. It's all within one system. So this is, as you can see, we're covering this huge. How many channels could we get? Right now, through our systems, we're pushing through about 1,500 channels. Usually cable, especially small cable operators, OTTs, they're talking about 20 channels, 40 channels, 100 channels, 200 channels. How many times you're sitting in front of TV going through channel lineup and you will not find anything there which is interesting for you? For me, it's very often. I don't know, maybe other people are different, but I believe other people also don't find always what they want to. Can you imagine if there will be another 1,000 channels which will be created with our help of the super cost-effective, if you could say so, play-out solution? So anyone will go to and tape their play of soccer game or a football small game. It will be kids, it will be whatever, or it will be nature. No matter what, they could just put it online, create a linear channel. If no one will watch, it's okay, but what if they'll watch? And you don't have to jump to any different application. And plus, it's a trusted provider. What do I call trusted provider? Trusted provider, it kind of sounds strange. If you're not authorized, or you didn't put your credit card, not for the sake even of payment. You have specific approach to any system. The minute you put your credit card, suddenly no, you know what, you should behave. It's not like you don't need to behave in the other cases, but it's a very different approach. So within the systems that I'm describing, we're talking about a person who been authorized, who is actually paying for the content, but all the rest of the stuff which comes with a system, actually, it's not something like Wild Wild West. No, it's a controlled in a good way environment. Remember, I was talking about 1,000 channels, maybe more than 1,000 channels. Looks like YouTube grows, right? Here's the next question. How you gonna choose what would you like to watch? Okay. And if you remember my words about OTT ecosystem, this is where, in my opinion, at least our company and hopefully other companies will have an ability or advantage. We control everything end to end. If you remember, it was one on the slide. We can find out from which device, at which point of time, who was watching what. On one hand, we don't want like Big Brother watching at us. It's not about that. When we're talking Big Brother, we're talking usually about when it's a free service. Okay, in exchange for your free services, you're giving up your identity. Okay, and then the company who is providing you with this free service can do with your identity or your behavioral statistic whatever they want. They can sell it to a third party. They can do. This is how they're making money. In our case, again, we're talking about an OTT solution, which actually the main goal to increase the revenue based on the happy customers who will pay subscription or any other way monetization. So what does it mean? It means that if we have any statistics, this statistic doesn't go to anyone else. The whole idea of the statistical information, behavioral, all the analysis is to help you out. Kind of to simplify, if you probably noticed with Netflix, you watch a couple of movies and then you have a recommendation. Sounds simple. Maybe simple, maybe not, but it's pretty good. With our ecosystem, when we have access to each entry on when and who was watching what, we can come up with a recommendation engine on the level of not only video clips, but on the level of live channels. So far I haven't seen any system, maybe I haven't seen enough. But when someone will be logging into the system, they'll be here. By the way, this is a linear channel. Do you remember those 1,000? Not 1,000, but out of those 1,000, here's a linear channel that you may be watching on. And with the DVR capabilities, like cloud-based DVR, let's say there is a channel which probably you will like, but the show that is playing right now may not be what you like. You may have a random button on your remote. You click the random button and it will try to choose another show on the same channel, which is probably your favorite channel, which will be shown to you. So when I'm talking about this ecosystem, we're talking about not the simple business logic like a recommendation engine. Recommendation engine almost anyone can build, just given resources and input. We're talking about tight integration of a recommendation engine with a video delivery mechanism, which again I haven't seen anywhere else. I think I'm pretty close out of time, so if you have any questions, I'll be happy to hear them now, or I welcome you to come and visit in our booth, which is again, it's 12104. We can see it from here actually, it's over there with the name Tulix. Thank you very much for your time.